bring in Garrett Haake. He's, of course, our senior Capitol Hill correspondent. He's also the guy that took a trip to Oklahoma, since he's a Texas native.
Always happy to go
Always
west.
happy to go into the Southwest. But before we get to the fascinating Oklahoma story, let's talk about this Pelosi security camera footage. Was it meant to be monitored at 5 in the morning, in fairness?
No,
Okay.
It wasn't. I mean, look, Capitol Police have something like 1,800 camera feeds that they can monitor live at any time. A lot of them are here around the Capitol complex. Some of them are places like the Speaker's house and the homes of their other protectees. But as one of my sources said to me, the Speaker is the mission here. And when she's not there, that house is kind of not their problem. And it's also not something they have the resources to monitor all the time either.
Is this going to, look, the Secret Service does protect the president's family, though not the vice president's, I think, extended family. Are we going to, do we think that a Speaker of the House is going to get sort of that kind of security that maybe everybody else won't, but is that something that we should expect?
They might. This is one of those things that's under review. The Capitol Police is reviewing this incident specifically. They're getting a little bit of pressure now from the House Administration Committee to review more broadly how they secure their protectees. There's always this fine line when it comes to protectees because you want to have that security, but lots of lawmakers and lots of family members of protectees when it comes to the Secret Service chafe with the constant 24/7 monitoring.
By the way, how are we going to do our job if they have too much security? And I mean that seriously.
No, it is a challenge. I mean, I have had security details, both private and public, brush me off. And when it's public officials that are getting, blocking you from doing your job, it is a challenge, especially in the House where the members, in the Speaker, do take great pride in being as accessible as they are. It's a constant balancing act.
The People's House.
That's right.
That's right. It's the People's House. Let's go to Oklahoma. This is wild because this has nothing to do with the national climate.
No, it's the opposite.
It has nothing to do with the national climate. This is just an old-fashioned political dispute between a couple entities, and the governor's race is where they're litigating it.
So there's a couple things going on here. First of all, it would take a lot for a Democrat to win a statewide race in Oklahoma. A million different things have to break their way. And for Joy Hofmeister, a lot of those things are breaking her way. The incumbent is very unpopular. There's corruption concerns that have scared away a lot of independents and a lot of sort of soft Republicans. And then there was this October surprise, this decision by the 5 chiefs of the biggest tribal nations in Oklahoma to get behind the Democrat. Here's what I found when I was in Oklahoma looking at this race. Joy Hofmeister barnstorms Oklahoma at the head of an unprecedented political alliance so potent she could soon become the Sooner State's first Democratic governor in more than a decade.
We have 12 days until Election Day. All right? Who's ready? Okay?
Oklahoma's 5 largest Native American tribes issuing an unprecedented joint endorsement of the state superintendent, Hofmeister.
It's historic, truly humbling, but it actually signals the fact that there's so much at stake.
The current governor is the most anti-Indian governor in the history of the state of Oklahoma.
That's a big statement.
It is, and if you go back through history, the bar at different periods of time is fairly high.
Tribal leaders say that Governor Kevin Stitt's aggressive push to renegotiate the state's gaming compact and his opposition to tribal sovereignty on other issues has made this an existential fight. Stitt's campaign responding to NBC News in a statement that the governor has, quote, worked to create more fair opportunities for all sovereign nations and all people who call Oklahoma home. What's at stake in this race for the Choctaw Nation?
For us, it's a question of our sovereignty, and if we ever lose our sovereignty, we fail to exist as a tribe, as a nation.
16% of Oklahomans identify with at least one Native American tribe, the second highest percentage of any state, and a powerful voting bloc if they are united, which Cherokee Principal Chief Chuck Hoskin predicts they will be amid a major voter education push by the tribes.
There's been no more unifying force in Indian country in Oklahoma than Kevin Stitt. He has rallied us to the cause of defeating him, and I've never seen anything like it.
Hofmeister's biggest challenge here might be simple math. There are more than 400,000 more registered Republicans in Oklahoma than there are Democrats. Donald Trump won this state by 500,000 votes in 2020. Hofmeister herself was a Republican until last year, switching parties to take on Stitt, and even attacking him from the right on issues like crime.
The fact is, the rates of violent crime are higher in Oklahoma under your watch than in New York and California.
With polls showing the race a dead heat, the Republican Governors Association is now spending 7 figures on TV ads, reminding voters Hofmeister is a Democrat now and linking her to President Biden.
American energy is under attack. President Biden and Joy Hofmeister are leading the charge.
The governor's not the only person getting outside help on the airwaves here. There are dark money groups that have spent something like $25 million on this race, Chuck, to boost Hofmeister to take down Stitt. There is so much money in a race that would otherwise be quite sleepy.
And what's interesting, you said she's running to the right a little bit of him. Is it on what issue specifically?
Education. She was the superintendent of schools. She's run to the right on him on protecting rural schools. You saw her hit him on crime there. She was right on the fact check, by the way.
Boy, that was just a humiliating moment there.
Brutal for him. He tried to laugh it off, and it doesn't play that way. And she's also tried really hard. It's interesting. You talk about the difference from the national environment. She's a much more moderate position on abortion than the rest of the Democratic Party. She talks about how she is personally pro-life and then is kind of squishy on what kind of restrictions she would want to have in place, but says Stitt goes too far.
It's interesting. She shared a ticket with Kendra Horn, who's the last Democrat to hold a congressional seat in Oklahoma not that long ago, who also was on the conservative side of things.
And I'll tell you something else about this race. The tribes aren't backing Horn or anyone else down ticket. This is about taking out Stitt more than it is about somehow like supporting Democrats across the board, much to the frustration of Horn and the other Democrats running statewide.
I'm sure. And to the relief of soon-to-be Senator Mark Wayne Mullin.
Yeah, I imagine that's right.
All right, Garrett Haake, fun story.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.